going to have it on so I have
Media's
comments
down.
up.
And my volume. Ringtone. Imagine that. I had it on one time.
Wait, let me put mine on Do Not Disturb so it doesn't go off.
I just turned it down, guys. All right.
Okay.
Hey, Dodie.
You have one comment already. Hello.
There you go. We love Dodie.
Who is Dodie? Hello.
Dodie is one
Shout
of
out to you.
Hamilton Radio's biggest fans.
Ooh. Ooh, and Kelly from Rutgers is turning in. Hi, Kelly. I actually had a creative writing class with Kelly
You did?
5 years ago. Yeah. It was a cool class.
Cool. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to have some fun with this real quick.
Oh, geez.
So look at the camera and smile.
Oh, God. I'm trying not to laugh. Oh, my God.
All right. So I took a,
Screenshot
screenshot of it.
She took a screenshot. Oh, my God.
Okay.
Oh, my gosh.
I hope it worked.
So now I have to crop it
Ken
down.
Brady is watching. My legends. Hello, darling.
I cannot wait to meet you. Oh, my God.
Okay.
When that gets all set
August.
up, I'm totally coming in.
Yes.
I will
Maria
come.
Rose wants to meet
I
you.
will come again. I will come in early for that
See
show.
that? I think it's the first Tuesday of August.
Okay, got you.
Okay, so there we go.
Alrighty.
Okay, we're live, right?
Yeah, we are.
Okay. We'll start in 1 minute, Gino.
I love how there's always a delay on Facebook.
There is always a delay.
Facebook Live
That's
always
why I
has.
like to. That's why I like to get on there at least.
Yeah.
Between 10 of and
There's always a delay. It's always
Yeah.
it's so funny. So you can see what we're doing like
so.
like 5 minutes before we go on. Yeah.
What's ringing? I hear a ringing.
Somebody's calling someone. Gino, is that you?
Somebody's phone is ringing.
Gino, is that you? No. We can hear like
A
ring,
phone?
like a phone ringing.
Oh,
Is it?
through this? I hope it's not me. I mean, I
Can't
did
be.
turn my volume down. Okay. Hey, everybody. We're gonna start in a minute. How you doing, girlfriend?
With the famous theme song.
Yes.
I'm not an addict, I'm
Just
just an
an
ass. I literally wanted to walk in saying that, but you were in the bathroom, so I couldn't do it. Aw, I miss
Hey,
Sam.
Michelle.
I miss Sam. Sam
Ralph.
needs to come back.
My buddies are on.
All right, we got people tuning in. Cool.
Cool. Sal Angeletti's in the house, baby.
Woohoo.
Sal, when's your show starting? April 26th, 5 p.m., guys, Thursday.
We got, Taryn's tuning in. Hi,
Hey, Vince
Taryn.
Buckley. How you doing, baby? We grew up together.
Andrew Ortega. Hi.
Hi, Andrea. We love her, too.
Got her commenting.
Yes, we can start now.
Let's go.
You'll hear my theme song, guys.
This song always makes me laugh. It kills me.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Wait, we can just hold up the poster.
Yeah, right? You can hold it up.
Oh, God, no.
Ladies and gentlemen, Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Love's the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do,
Just what to do, just what to do.
if what you're feeling is really true,
Is really true, is it really true?
just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Love's the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geri Petito Show on HamiltonRadio.net. I don't know why, but every time I'm around this lady, I crack up, okay?
Oh,
So,
yeah,
Hey,
definitely.
sweetheart.
Hello, hello.
Tell everyone who you are, girlfriend.
Okay, everybody knows me as the Make Fit Guru, Maria Rose XO from the Round Table, which airs tonight at 8:30 on HallisonRadio.net, channel HR2, with our host, John Brecco. I will be back next week on the show, so I'm excited about that.
Oh, that's cool. Are you going to come permanently?
Yes, I
Oh,
am.
I'm so happy to hear that. Okay.
It's been a little bit, but I'm
love
glad
you.
to be coming back.
So, VJ. Hi, babes. I grew up with VJ. VJ and I love each other, and he accidentally was on his phone, hung it up, and here we are. So I'm glad that happened. Okay? So, tonight's show is about empowerment. It's for everyone, not just women, guys. But we have two amazing women. One is sitting here with me, who made an amazing transition in her life. And everyone who knows me knows I'm the author of I'm Not an Addict, I'm Just an Ass. And I also made an amazing transition with my life. But we also have someone calling in tonight, and her book is called Nourish. So tonight's show is really great. Before I read your poem,
Okay.
I want to give a shout out to someone. Her name is Molly, and she's on Facebook, guys. All right. So she is selling her beginner piano book. It's only $15. She emails you the pages because I scrapbook everything. I took her pages and I decorated each one and I made it into my own book.
So cute.
You don't have to do this. You can just take the pages and put them in a scrapbook with plastic inserts, right?
Of course.
Yeah, so it's easy. But if you want to get creative, guys, look how beautiful this is. One of my favorite things about this book is the last page is personal, so you get to choose what photo you want put on the last page. So this book is going to my granddaughter, who's only 2.5. It's not just for kids. This book is terrific. It can be for an adult, a teenager, a young child. What she has put together is extremely well done. All right, so you can get her on Facebook, Molly, Molly, AYLAMG. All right, but you can get in touch with me if you're interested in this. She's also an amazing musical artist. She has music. She's just incredible. So if you're interested in any of this, just get in touch with me and I will hook you up with Molly.
What did you put on the back of it?
So this was the page I requested.
I love it.
Okay, the crosses, Jesus, of course, and then I decorated it.
Aw,
Isn't that beautiful?
it's so cute.
So, yep, I put it together, and I just love this book, guys. I'm not kidding. So we'll sit it here if anybody's interested.
I literally walked into the studio today and I was like, why does she have a beginner piano book right now?
It's done so well. Molly, I love you. So, girlfriend, I'm going to read your poem. All right? It's called Maria Rose. Talk about girl power, I'm sure blown away. This young lady with us is the epitome display. Maria Rose Rodriguez, a perfect example of self-control. One day at a time is her motto, which helped her reach her goal. A team Beachbody coach she is, certified Zumba instructor too. She loves dancing and martial arts. She can help you become anew. She's lost 50 pounds in just 9 months, the time it takes for a baby. Think about life and birth in a day. Choose to transform and get healthy, maybe. She lives by the rule of the 4 F's every day: fitness, faith, family, and food. Amazing guidelines you should obey. When asked what food she loves to buy, chocolate and peanut butter ran a close tie. I had the chance to feed my girl all vegan food I made. As soon as she took a bite, I didn't have to persuade. It was love at first bite. She said so herself. Non-vegan food can stay on that shelf. All you have done, mind, body, and soul, you are no longer broken. God has now made you whole. Maria, I love you. I've said it before. KYW, lady. Now you have the floor. This is for you, sweet pea.
You angel.
It's for you.
Stop. I love this. It's so cute.
Okay.
Love
So I had
it.
to add the vegan. So I'm so excited. You read my book.
I love it.
I need to ask you what you thought of it.
Oh my God. Where do I even begin? Okay. So I'm big on personal development. So I have tons of different, books at home. Own It by Tabitha Kofi. Sean T's book, T is for Transformation.
Big Magic by that, oh my God, what's the author of Eat, Pray, Love? She wrote that. You Are a Badass, which is one of my favorites.
Love that. Yes.
Love it.
Yeah.
You know, Geri, this book came into my life in a very interesting way during a very hard time in my life. And, you know, I met up with Geri a few months ago and we talked and we prayed. And first time I had prayed in a long time, and I even cried while I was praying. And I started reading this book not too long after, and there's just so many takeaways. Like, I literally have...
You scribbled all over
I have
my book,
writing
girlfriend.
all over it.
I love it.
Like, different takeaways, different little notes in the margins. And, you know, one of the things that, page 22, you're not a mistake. God doesn't make mistakes. It's time to accept the good in yourself, accept your flaws as part of being human, accept your worth, and believe in yourself. And I wrote in the margins that you're alive for a reason, you have a purpose in life. And I just, reading this was such an eye-opener, and I put it on Facebook. You know, I talk a lot about, you know, my health journey on Facebook and, you know, different new recipes I'm trying and different personal development books that I'm reading at the moment. And when I finished this, I was like, okay, I have to talk about it. I can't just, you know, be like, oh, it's another book I read. But this book made such an impact, and it's such a quick read. I think I read it in a day.
Hold on. We have a phone
Yeah,
caller? Hello?
did you read it in a day?
Yes, I did. It's John.
John Brecco.
Yeah,
Hello, John.
did.
Listen, are you coming in tonight?
Yeah, I'll
Alright.
be there in a little bit, actually.
All right.
Just
Okay,
fucking-
cool.
All right. Did you want to say something special before we hang up on you?
Well, before you guys hang up on me, I just want to say I have Maria's present next to me, and I will be there soon. So
All right. We love you,
Whatever
Brecco.
present it is.
I'm
Alright.
coming in.
Sweetheart.
All right, we'll see you soon.
All right, bye.
Random. Okay, cool. No, but this book, I'm pretty sure I read it in a day because it's only
Yep.
47 pages,
That's right.
guys. And I love the poetry that's at the beginning. That's at the beginning of each chapter. It kind of tells you what it's going to be about. And I even have things about that I need in the, like, I have different things that I underlined, like different lines that I liked, like, you know, out with the old and with the new, like different things, like the willing, make amends to those that you harm. The key to change is willingness. Like, I just love this book. I can't stop talking about how much I love it. So I
Thank
need to
you.
stop. You're welcome.
So I appreciate that coming from you, especially because a woman who has been empowered, and you empower others.
Thank
So
you.
that means a lot to me. Thank you. So now, you also read another book.
Yes, I did.
I got the privilege of meeting Robin Nutter. She's the author of The 30-Year Diet. Okay, I met her at the Book Expo in New York a couple summers ago. So you read this book.
Yes, I did.
So she's going to actually be calling in to surprise you in about 10 minutes just to say hello before our other guest caller calls in.
I'm excited.
So tell us what you thought of this book.
Okay. Reading The 30-Year Diet. You know, the first time I was ever on this show was last summer.
That's right.
And I shared my journey, and it took me 9 months to lose 50 pounds just by going to the gym, eating healthy, cutting, you know, different things out of my diet. This book spoke to me so much because, you know, something that we talk about in Beachbody Land and coaching, it's not about, you know, being fit isn't about hitting a certain weight goal or anything. It's a journey. It's a lifelong journey. And this, considering I've been struggling with my own weight issues since I was 10 and I'm 24 now, turning 25 in November, I related so much with this, you know, having those self-confidence issues, trying different yo-yo diet things. Like, not gonna lie, I took Slim Quick gummies for the longest time, and they did jack crap for me, you know. So, you know, yo-yo dieting and trying the new fad programs and stuff. You know, reading this, I was like, this is me, but older and with a kid. Like, it's like I see so many parallels in my story with hers. So, like, this was like, I couldn't put it down.
So you're absolutely right with everything you just said, Maria.
Yeah.
You know, I think everyone out there, whether you're a male or a female, can relate to this book because everyone at some point in their life is unhappy with something. And not just about weight, right? So I mean everyone. So it's really about self-esteem, how you view yourself, how you see yourself. And this book can help you through all of that, not just with weight issues, guys. When I met Robin and then she was a guest on my show, she shared a little bit about her journey. And it all started for her with a silly comment from her own sister who loved her. And she wasn't fat, and that's when it started with her. So as, when we're young and things impact us, little things that people say to us, has a lot to do with how we end up looking at ourselves later on in lives as adults. So if we could help one person out there to know your worth, right? That's my favorite saying, KYW, guys. Know your worth, because it all begins with that. So tell us something about this, like what really hit you. Tell me something that really hit you with what she wrote.
Oh, God, you guys see the page flips that I have? I didn't write in this because I know it's your copy.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Well, I mean, I knew this was my
That's
copy,
your
so I was
copy,
like, okay,
right.
I can do whatever the hell I want with it.
That's right.
But with this, I had, well, sort of a, obviously, Robin's older sister had that one comment that, started this whole thing. And, it made me think about my personal fat girl. And my fat girl was created at age 10 when I go to my pediatrician one day and I'm told that, however, I was 10 years old, whatever height I was, I don't even remember, but being 136 pounds was overweight for my age. And that created it.
Wait, stop right there. So he actually said that to you. See, something like that should have maybe been said to your mom.
Oh, my parents were in the room.
No, but without you.
Yeah.
See, that should never have been told to a child. Okay? That right there is aggravating me. Go ahead.
And that created my fat girl.
See? If they only knew how damaging something like that could be to a child.
Oh, yeah. I have. And even, one of the things that I talked about was, I'm trying to remember, peer pressure in this part of the book. And I wrote that, something that always kind of got my self-confidence down was when a guy would reject me, I would blame it on my body and how I looked. And it made me feel ugly and it made me feel unwanted. And it was something that, I forget what she was talking about in here. Okay. It was, sure, I was in the homecoming court on the dance team and a fun cheerleader, but like in most schools, popularity was huge, and any slight rejection or snub had me reinforcing in my mind that I had to be disciplined and stern about my weight and image. And that's something that I also struggled with when I was in high school, was being a yo-yo dieter. I used to get on these weight loss kicks where, Notre Dame, shout out to Notre Dame High School in Lawrenceville, they have a weight room, with machines and, weight sets and stuff. And I used to get on these weight loss kicks where it's like, okay, I would only eat this. Like, I would only eat like chicken and veggies all the time. And I would lose like 10 pounds and I'd feel great. And then I'd go binge on a piece of pizza and on a couple pieces of pizza, and I'd gain all that weight back.
From one piece of pizza?
Yeah. I would gain all the weight back that I would lose it, be like, oh my God, I'm feeling great. Reward myself with food, and then it goes downhill and I get completely off track and never find my way back to it.
What was the aha moment for you, and how did you make this amazing transition?
Ooh. Okay, that didn't happen until I was 21. So almost 3 years ago. Wow. Yeah, almost 3 years ago. Stepped on the scale one day in my bathroom and saw a number I never thought I'd see. 216 pounds.
You were, and I know this, but every time you say it, it still blows my mind. So you were 216 pounds.
216 at age 21.
And how tall are you?
I'm 5'4".
So you're my height.
Yeah.
So now tell everybody the rest. So you got on the scale.
So I got on the scale and I saw that number and I was shocked. I never thought I'd be that heavy, and I was like, I need to do something. There's a history of diabetes in my family.
Okay.
I have a thyroid problem. Like, I have an underactive thyroid. I've struggled with it all my life. And like I said, diabetes runs rampant in my family. It's not just my parents. Also, uncle, like blood relatives are, have this disease. And I was like, obviously, you can become a diabetic at any weight. It doesn't matter how fit you are. But with me, being heavier, a lot of the times you're more susceptible to it. Okay. So I was like, I need to do something immediately. And I found out that Wow, Jersey Strong here in Robbinsville was having a promotion that it was like, I think like $20 a month to month. Like you got classes, you got tanning, you got babysitting if you needed it. Like it was a great deal for a membership. So I was like, okay, I'll start going. And like Geri said in the poem, I dance. I've danced all my life. And, you know, they had Zumba at Jersey Strong. So I started taking Zumba classes any chance I got. And at the time, there was literally Zumba like 6 days a week at Jersey Strong. So I was going every day. I just cut out fast food, you know, was starting to eat a lot healthier, you know, just started eating right, exercising whenever I could. And I started that in June of 2015. And then by March of 2016, I was already 50 pounds down.
So guys, do you hear her story? And what I want to say is this, you know, it's not just about the body image, it's about the health. Because she stressed, she was worried because there was diabetes through her family and a lot of, so, you know, we're not here to say if you're overweight, I'm overweight. We're not here to say if you're overweight, you're a terrible person, you're ugly,
No,
any of that. It's
not.
insane. We're here to say that it depends on how much overweight you are for your health. That's our concern.
Yeah.
You know? So it's possible. Look what you've done. So, Robin, if you're listening and watching, call in. You can call in now because Maria would love to meet you, you know, even if it's over the phone right now. So she's an amazing, amazing author.
I looked her up on the internet.
Okay.
Not
Isn't
gonna
she awesome?
lie.
She's awesome, right?
I was like, I wonder what she looks like. So I went on the
beautiful.
internet and I found her. I'm like, she's gorgeous.
Yes.
I'm like, oh my God. And I read her little bio in the back.
Okay.
And I love the term faux pas.
Yes, me too.
I read that. I'm like,
Okay.
oh, because
Tell
when
everybody.
you first gave me this book, I was like, what the hell is faux pas? And then you read it,
Tell everybody.
and it's fat over private area. I'm like, what?
Her little belly.
Not gonna lie, I had to like flip back through it when I was looking over this today while I was at work on my downtime, and I was like, I have to remember what faux pas means. So I flipped through and I was like, oh, okay, because I was trying to remember what it meant.
Oh, I have to tell everybody out there, since we're talking about this, it might be in a couple weeks, but I'll have the date out there for everybody. I just forget the exact date.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Parker. He goes by Bobby Buns. He will be on my show. He also had a comedy show once a month on Hamilton Radio. He's lost over 150 pounds.
I need to meet him.
He's now vegan and all raw right now. So you got to come that night if you want.
Definitely.
Here's the best part about him. He is hysterical, number one. And he has videos out there, Raw Food City. You got to check him out. He was on Impractical Jokers. He was in business with Sal years ago in a bar. Mm-hmm. They owned a business together. Mm-hmm. So he's friends with one of the guys, Sal. He is on there. He put the video on my page. You guys should check it out. He's naked. They have him fuzzed out in the bottom, and they've got him behind the scenes shaking his man boobs when he was heavy, okay? So he is amazing, and this guy has lost 150 pounds. He will be on my show in a couple of weeks.
Will there be vegan food?
Okay. Well, we're going to see. Maybe there might be some vegan food.
I want some more vegan food.
Right? So, well, might be a different show.
That was so good.
I have a chef coming on as well, but he's into raws, Bobby, Robert. So, but guys, you're going to want to check out that show. A lot of men should be empowered by him, okay? So, we're waiting for Robin. She's going to be calling soon. So what else do you want to say before she calls in?
So Geri came on to the round table a few months back and bought a bunch of vegan food.
Homemade from me, all organic.
It was like burgers, chicken, like didn't you make like cordon bleu or something?
I made
something like that. Bleu. And I'm just like, oh my God. And she had John taste test all of it, and I was like, she had vegan cheesecake. Yeah. And I love cheesecake.
You know what the best part was? He screwed up and was wrong with most of the stuff he thought was vegan and wasn't, because I had some stuff that wasn't.
I couldn't even tell. I'm like, and the thing is, I've recently switched to, the pescatarian route. I still love my fish. I love my sushi, so I can't give that up just yet. But one of my really good friends had all this vegan food, and she gave me vegan nuggets.
Amazing.
Cannot tell that they're
no
that it's not actual chicken. Yeah. I'm like I made it the first time, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like it tastes so good. My brother tried vegan meatballs that I also have in the house, and he's like, you can't tell the difference.
The product that's my favorite out there for vegan food is Quorn.
Love it. Love
Quorn. Tastes just like chicken.
Quorn has so many. I have like chicken,
Yeah.
little like chicken cutlet things.
They
from
have
Quorn.
everything now.
So
Even
good.
the crumbles. I make stuffed peppers with them.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
So
Awesome.
good.
So
So
tell me
good.
a little bit more about what you liked about my book. Tell me a little bit more before she calls it.
It's just so honest, like, and it was relatable. I mean, I've never, you had your battle with a certain type of addiction, and this is something like when I say it's relatable, it's not just for people who are functioning drug addicts. There's many different types of addiction that people struggle. Mine is kind of an addiction with food and trying to eat healthier and stuff. So it's and it's the back says a personal, intimate, honest, and sometimes lighthearted account of her road to recovery. And that's what makes it so interesting and makes it such a page turner is that you share your story. It's not just saying, oh, here's are the facts. Like, no, you dig down deep, and you're honest with the reader, and you're not just telling them what they want to hear. You're telling them, this is my story of being an addict, and this is how I got out of it, and this is how I believe you can get out of it too. And I love that so much about this book. Like, oh my God, I can't stop.
I wanted to make it relatable to any addict, no matter what your addiction is, guys. It could be food, it could be sex, it could anything.
Yeah.
Gambling. It doesn't matter. Addiction is addiction. It has nothing to do with what you are addicted to. It has to do with, I'm going to use, okay, I do not believe that addiction is a disease. I know for a fact it's not. And I give reasons why. If what AA is teaching is accurate, more than 7% would be getting better today. It's a very low count, okay? So it's a dis-ease in the brain, I believe that, while the addiction is happening. But once you stop doing whatever it is you're doing, your brain cells will rejuvenate, and within 6 months to a year, you will no longer have that disease. And I want addicts out there to understand that, because telling an addict they're powerless and they have a disease is the end of their life. Because an addict immediately will play on that, use that against everyone else, and then say, what's the point? Right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
So that's my struggle with that word disease with addicts. I make light of things because we have to joke about our nonsense. And we are all asses. I don't care who you are, right? When we do stupid crap, we're an ass. So we have choices. And the best part about what they teach is this. It's so, what's the word? Contradictory.
Yes.
Right? Because here's why. First, they teach you that they tell family members your child has a disease. Okay, so now the family freaks out, right? Oh my gosh, my child has a disease. But then they tell the family member, don't help that child who has a disease. Let them hit rock bottom. Throw them out. Don't give them food. Don't give them money, anything. Let them. If a child really had a disease, they wouldn't be hitting rock bottom. Hello, caller. Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Robin.
Who's calling? Hello? Who's calling?
Hello.
Yeah, it's
Robin,
weird.
is that you? I thought the person said Robin.
Yeah, we have a bad
Yeah,
connection.
it's like I'm hearing kind of like crackling.
Yeah. Clicking.
Oh, hopefully she calls back.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that too. Okay. I'm
Okay.
not crazy.
Me neither. Then I wasn't sure because
I was like, that sounds like her.
she might be having problems. Because our next guest will be calling in. There she is. Hello, Robin. No. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Oh, okay. Hello, Robin.
Yes. Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm doing well. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
So I want to introduce you to Maria. She read your book and she loved it.
Hello. Oh my God.
Hi, Maria.
Hello. This is such an honor, first off, to be speaking with you. First off, you're gorgeous, by the way.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Jerry and I were having a conversation one night, had a real, heart-to-heart girl talk, and she was like, I want you to read this book. And I started reading it, and I was like, oh my God, this applies so much to my life. I don't know how long you've been tuning into the show so far today, but, I've had a similar struggle, with dieting and, with body image and, my own fitness journey. And, reading this book, I was like, this is so relatable, especially with me and, my journey. And, I was the yo-yo dieter too. And, I dealt with the different diet fads. Like I said it earlier in the show, I took Slim Quick gummies for the longest time and they didn't do anything for me, I was reading the different, reading your book and seeing the different, fads that you went through and, going to the different meetings. And it was just so relatable. I'm like, this was so, and it was such an easy read. And my question would probably be, what made you decide to write this book?
Well, thank you first off. Let me thank you for all the compliments you gave me. I really, really appreciate it. And I'm so, so glad that you enjoyed the book. I'm glad that you related to it. And that was one thing that I was hoping that I would do is just for people to read it and relate to it and just be able to laugh at ourselves at this journey that we're all on. I started writing down all of the diets I had been on, and my husband at that time was my boyfriend, and he thought I was just absolutely crazy, which most people think, why are you dieting? They see something that we don't see. They see the outside. They see us. We're beautiful. We're gorgeous. We're intelligent, but sometimes we don't feel that way. So I started writing down all these diets that I had been on, and I started putting them together, and he said I should write a book. So with his support and my family's support, I just started writing. And I put the diets together. But because there were so many, I was able to put a couple of diets in one chapter, and the next chapter, it was 5 more diets. So that's how the book came about, actually. And then I went to my first expo in New York where I met Geri, and I got such a great response from it. And just like yourself, I was talking to, some people that have been through diets and different personal struggles, and we're all related by our struggles, and that's what keeps me going, promoting my book and helping others with self-esteem issues.
Okay, so where did you come up, and I love this term, where did you come up with faux pas?
I knew you were going to say that.
I read that, I'm like, what? Like, she gave me this book, and I'm reading the title, and I'm like, what is a faux pas?
My clean version is the fat over the private area, which, I call that either the fat over the fupa, or I call it my daughter's old apartment complex that she rented for 9 months.
Oh my God,
you can call it, it's got a lot of names.
Yeah.
So it was just.
Hello, Robin, hold on 1 second. Wait, Robin, hold on 1 second. We have the second call. Don't go anywhere, Robin. Hello, Crystal?
Okay. Well,
no, Robin, don't go anywhere. Crystal?
Oh, okay.
Hey, this is Crystal.
Hi, Crystal. Give Robin a couple more minutes. Robin wrote the book,
no
The
problem.
30-Year Diet. You'll love what she's saying about faux pas.
Okay.
Go ahead, Robin, and say hello to Crystal. Crystal wrote the book called Nourish.
Oh, I have to check out your book. Thank you. Hi, Crystal.
Hey, Robin.
So, got it, Robin.
I was just talking about my stomach area, my fupa.
The fupa, I got that. I heard that part.
I love it. Maria is a fan,
I'm
Robin.
dead.
She is such a fan. So what's good about this is she's going to promote this book where she teaches Zumba.
Definitely.
Oh, great. Well, thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
I'm hoping that everybody will read it and relate and laugh continue to follow me. I just appreciate the opportunity to say hello and speak to Geri again. Yay!
So, and Crystal, you're gonna be a guest soon. We're gonna set this up again. But Crystal Bailey, Robin Nutter, give each other your names so you can get each other on Facebook, because it will be really a really good thing for you guys to connect.
Okay, definitely. Thank you so much.
Okay.
You guys have a good night.
All right,
It was nice talking to everyone.
Okay,
Take
Robin.
care.
Bye, Robin.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Crystal.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm wonderful.
So I was so excited about tonight. I mean, well, number one, because we're females, right?
Amen.
Amen to that. I want to read your poem first because I love your poem. It came out beautiful, and then I will email it to you. Okay?
Okay.
So, of course, it's titled Nourish. My beautiful guest named Crystal is here, lady, showing her worth. She's taught herself empowerment on her 30-year journey from birth. A newlywed and mom of two, marrying dad a year ago, always led by prayer and faith, a Christian for all to know. She's an author and poet with so much to give, her writings and lifestyle to guide how to live. She overcame a lot. Now, ladies, listen up. Instead of pouring from it, it's time to fill your cup. Her book is...
Oh, I love...
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were done.
No, far from it. All right, I'll let you know. Her book is called Nourish, for you women, for your woman within, a journey of love to let embracing begin. Most of her life overweight, but in her 20s quite thin, a spiraling behavior that kept her in a whirlwind. Until that moment finally came, her thinking had begun. She had to find a balance because life was just not fun. She had to learn self-love, regardless of her weight. Here's where God stepped in and said, take your leap of faith. Once you cross that line, my hand for you to take, I created your image in mine, for heaven's sake. You are not alone. I call you mine. You're beautiful by my design. Take up your cross to help others shine. Women empowerment, because it's the right time. I love your motto, enough room on the boat. To bask in the sunlight, to bask in the sunlight, keep each other afloat. Crystal, you are beautiful, inside and out, I gotta say. The day that you meet God, well done, you will hear that day. Anyone who knows me knows what I will say. KYW, ladies, know your worth today. Now it's done.
Oh, my gosh, I love it. I'm crying.
Oh, don't cry, girlfriend. So I'll email that to you
that's
tonight.
So beautiful.
Okay. So the floor is yours. Tell everyone, and then Maria will have some questions for you as well. So did you watch the beginning, or are you going to watch it later?
I'm going to watch it later.
Okay.
I had to get my kids situated.
Nope, that's fine,
Totally fine.
because you'll hear a little bit about Maria's story too, and what she's done is unbelievable. So tell everybody about your journey and your book.
Okay.
We'll start there.
Okay, awesome. So I spent my life overweight, as the poem shared a little bit. Spent my life overweight, and then when I gave birth to my daughter in 2010, I knew I had to change. So I set out on a weight loss journey. Well, what started out as a journey for myself to get healthy for my baby, and I wanted to be a playful mom. I didn't want to be, the mom that doesn't engage, that doesn't play, that doesn't run, and I wanted to do things like coach sports, and so I knew that I needed to be active. So that started out my journey, and then I was doing. I don't like to do programs. I don't like to say names of things. I was doing a weight loss program that told me that my healthy weight was 150 pounds for my height.
And how tall are you?
For me,
how tall are you?
I'm 5'5".
Okay.
So I started out at 263 pounds was after I had my daughter. I was almost 300 pounds when I had my daughter. I started when I set out. Girl. I'm sorry.
You?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. You just shocked me because for some reason that wasn't in my facts. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So I was almost 300 pounds when I gave birth to her. That was in June. By September, I was like 263. So like the baby weight or whatever came off. So I was 263 when I decided to change my life. And so I started out healthy, on this road. I started surrounding myself with other people that were also on a weight loss journey, and I started sharing on social media back when Facebook was really easy to build. And so I started to share on a blog. I started a blog called Skinny Jeans Dreams, and I was sharing my journey and sharing my ups and downs and in-betweens and my weigh-ins and my workouts and everything. And on Facebook back then, Facebook's a lot different now than it was in 2011. Things built really quickly. And so I was this weight loss story on social media, and before I knew it, I had 10,000 people following me.
Wow.
And that became like a really big pressure. And so I was also encountering all these other women on weight loss journeys who were sharing their stories with me and vice versa, and surrounded by these amazing people who we didn't really know. We were finding ourselves in this little bit of this race towards something we didn't know what we were chasing. And so I was being told that I was supposed to be under 150 pounds. I was seeing other women lose over 100 pounds. I was seeing other women, wear single-digit jeans and wear size 4s and size 2s and wear bikinis and things. And so I started, finding myself in this race that I never signed up for. Okay. And what started out as, a really healthy journey became really unhealthy for me after probably about a year. And so I went from a size 24 to a size 2. And I was 150 pounds, but for me, that was a size 2. That was really skinny.
Wait, stop. Wait, I have to stop you. I'm sorry. I'm in a little bit of shock here because normally when I ask people their facts, I've already had all this information. I didn't have this information. That would have been in your poem, girlfriend.
I am speechless.
So wait, back up, please. You were a size 2 at 150 pounds at 5'5"?
Yeah, I was 140, 47 pounds, but yeah, I was a size 2. My body, I've always, even when I was heavy, my body always carried weight differently. Okay. So
that's crazy.
My body, for some reason, at 150 pounds, and I did lift weights. I was working out a lot, but yeah, I was a size 2, and I looked I have to show you pictures. I should have sent them to you. I was really skinny.
At 150 pounds?
Yeah.
All right, continue. I'm sorry, you shocked me. Go ahead.
Yeah, just the way my body carried it for some reason, I just was really skinny. And so, but anyway, and during that time, really the last, maybe 6 months before I hit that goal weight of 150 pounds, I was getting to a place where I was really battling in my mind, where I was going to the gym and I had to burn 1,000 calories or more. And I was seeing how long I could go without eating, because I was self-aware enough to know I don't want to have a quote-unquote eating disorder. Mm-hmm. So let me see how far I can tip my toes in the water without jumping all the way in. And so I was seeing how long I could go without eating, and I was dehydrating myself the night before weigh-ins. I was doing all these really unhealthy things. And on top of that, my journal entries, which I share in my book, my journal entries at that time were really depressive. And so I looked back as I was writing my book, which I'll talk about, and I was writing these things I'm laying here feeling fat, and all I ate was a rice cake and an apple today. And just little things that were really unhealthy. And so my rock bottom was in 2012. I was sitting on my mom's couch. It was Christmas time, and I picked up the Family Circle magazine, and the Family Circle magazine had Christmas treats and holiday abundance on the front, and I looked at it and I started sobbing. And my mom was like, "You need help, girl." And I told her just looking at the food in abundance and thinking about the food in abundance brought me to a place of such anxiety and overwhelm that I didn't want to be around holiday stuff. And so that was my rock bottom, and I can keep rambling or I can stop.
You can keep rambling. The show is yours, girlfriend. People need to hear what you have to say because you're not rambling. See, you're being relatable to others out there who are probably feeling right now exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, definitely. And sometimes and that's my biggest thing is a woman, and as a writer and as an influencer, is sometimes can I curse on here or no?
No, we don't curse.
Okay.
But you can say, listen, I'll let you go effing.
Okay, this stuff, I was just about to say the other word, this stuff. The stuff that we go through as women
is effing terrible.
Amen to
it's
that.
terrible. It's overwhelming. And we sometimes think we go through it on our own. And the reality is, like, I found this during my weight loss, after my weight loss, during my weight gain, which I'm about to get into. Like, there's somebody going through it too who thinks that they're alone.
Right.
And so, like, that's where we come in, just as a body of women, and sharing our truth and knowing that we're not in this alone, and we don't have to be in this alone. So, so yeah, that was my rock bottom. And my mom has always been a fan of professional help, and she's like, I really think you need to talk to somebody. And I did, and I started working through it. And at that time, I gave up counting everything. So I stopped wearing my Fitbit. I stopped tracking the food I was eating. I was like, I need a break from all of the numbers because they were consuming me. Okay. And went on to, well, I gained some weight. I gained about 30 pounds in that year that followed. And which for me, again, I was 150 pounds. I gained 30 pounds, but that was like a size 8.
Crazy.
Because it's just the way my body carries weight. So then I found myself pregnant with my son. So that was the end of 2012. So 2013, like, I spent trying to figure things out. Beginning of 2014, I was pregnant with my son. So that journey took on a whole new eye-opening experience where I was, figuring out now life, having another baby, and gaining weight in pregnancy, and figuring out how to love myself through that. And so through those years, and through seeking help, through writing and sharing and praying and just self-reflection, like, what do I really want for this life? Because I thought that I wanted to be skinny, but I got there and that wasn't it. That wasn't what I wanted. That didn't give me the satisfaction I thought I was going to get on the other side of being overweight. And so that through the next couple of years, I really just went on a self-exploration journey, which I guess we're always on, right? I'm still in a self-exploration journey. But really learning that I'm enough, and I now have I am enough tattooed on my arm. And
I just love that.
The journey. Trust the journey tattooed on my chest. Like, I'm a visual person, so I need to be reminded of my truths all the time.
So, I mean, me too. I'm an artist. I love all that. Yes.
Yeah, so you get it. I need to see it. But so that's really through writing and poetry and figuring out what I really want in life. That's kind of where I'm at today. And I don't know. I don't even know what I weigh anymore because I haven't weighed myself in probably, 6 months. I weighed myself once at the doctor. But I'm healthy and I'm happy, and I work out and I eat well some days and I drink wine other days, and I don't know, I'm at a place now where I'm like, if I'm a size 10 today, great. If I'm a size 12, awesome. Like, I'm happy, I'm healthy. And really what's important to me now is just sharing with other women. Like, it doesn't matter your weight, like, it doesn't matter your size, it doesn't matter what you think people think of you. What matters is what's happening when you lay your head on the pillow at night, because that's when all the demons come out. That's when everything that you cover up during the day comes out, and you need to be okay with that. So I needed to be okay with that. And it's a process.
I have a question for you. So what size are you today?
It's like a 12, 10, 12, depending.
Okay, because first of all, you're beautiful. Anyway.
Thank you.
She is gorgeous.
Right.
My God.
So I want you to share with everyone out there something really vital here. All right? You got professional help, and I'm also now a nutritional health coach. For everybody out there to know, if you need help, I'm here to help you as well, because I love counselors. I just love them. And 25 years I had different counselors. They're all my friends now, and believe it or not, they call me for some advice, which is so great, so I'm a fan of it. But tell everybody out there, because your story is beautiful, but there are still some people out there that are probably saying, well, how did that happen? So, and your book will share all that, but just tell them one thing that can lift their spirits today, that they know they're capable of doing it. Tell them one thing.
Well, I think the biggest thing is well, one obviously being enough, but like your healthy journey has to be more than your body. And that's something that like nobody told me along the way. And I always say, like, I lost the physical weight and I gained the mental weight. So I had to put myself on a mental diet. I had to lose the weight that I had just gained in my mind, and I had to be okay with whatever came of that, because at the end of the day, we're all going to age. We're all going to see the end of our life one day.
That's right.
And I want to live a really long life, and I think we all do. Like, when I see the end of my life, when I look back at my life as a whole, and some young person is asking me for advice, I don't want to tell them, like, what I weighed when I was 30 or 25 or whatever, or what size I was. Like, that's going to be irrelevant. That's going to be irrelevant when I'm 60, 70, 80, however old I live to be, years old. What I want to remember is the life that I had, the legacy, the impact, the relationships, the experiences, the things that I did. And so living healthy for me is about that, is about learning that it's all in balance. And so I feel like that's what people miss when they set out. It's really easy to get into this like narrow lane of, I just need to get on this to this goal and then I'll be happy. Like, no, you need to be happy now, because if you get to that place, if you're not happy now, you're not going to be happy then either. You're not going to be joyful then either. There's going to be feelings of joy, like, oh, I fit into smaller pants, or, oh, I ran a 5K today, or whatever. Those things create temporary joy, but they don't create real lasting internal contentment. And that needs to be like what you're seeking. So think about, like, I feel like now every decision I make is centered around that. Like, is this bringing me real joy, or is this temporary? Is this fleeting?
What you just said was perfect, beautiful. You have just helped so many people out there, because that's what they needed to hear. And
I hope so.
I'm here to tell you, believe me, you have helped so many people out there with what you just said. Because the problem is, everybody wants instant gratification. We've all wanted that at some point in our lives, you know? And at some point, everyone, hopefully, unless their addiction is so bad it ends up killing them, will wake up and have that realization, but it might be too late.
Yeah.
You know, and I've said this before, I shared this before, but I'm going to share it now because I think it's relevant. Steve Jobs. Have you ever seen his last words? Did you ever Google Steve Jobs? Okay, you want to do it. It's beautiful. It's amazing. Steve Jobs' last words. And there's a few different things out there, and there's also a video, and that's the one I love the best. They have music playing in the background with his words flashing, but it shows him in the hospital, hooked up to the machines, walking, and someone is walking with him holding his arm, and he's really, really thin. Now, Steve Jobs, one of the wealthiest men in the world, one of the most famous, I'm going to use the word famous, everyone knew him, right? And apparently I think he was an atheist, okay? His last words were so profound. He said, "What is the most expensive bed in the world?" He said, "The hospital bed." And he said, with all my money, with all my worth, he said, I can't even save myself. He said, I'm hooked up to this, and I hear the buzzers, and I see the lights keeping me alive, and I'm helpless. And the only thing on my mind are the people I love. And he references God. So I just think it's so beautiful. Unfortunately, he had to end that way. But unfortunately, too many people don't get it until it's too late. So I'm hoping women like you, like me, like Maria, we can help others, not just women, help others realize that they don't have to wait until it's too late.
Right.
I love the title of your book. I love it. What made you want to title it Nourish?
So in Nourish, really quick, I'm going to answer that question, but there was a thought that I wanted to just piggyback on what we were just talking about. In my book, I write that healthy living now to me is not about what diet I'm on or like what size I am, but I forget exactly, I don't have my book in front of me, exactly what I said, but I say something along the lines of healthy living is nurturing the arms that hug my children, the shoulders that comfort my friends, the the heart that loves my husband, the lap that I hope my grandkids will one day sit on. And I give all these examples of like what my body is to me now and what healthy living means to me now. Which I think is important to remember. Like, what are you actually here for?
Wow, that was so beautiful.
Thank
Your children, before you answer about the title of the book, your children, your husband, so how do they feel about this journey? Are they part of it?
Yeah, they are. So it started out, like I said, for my daughter, and so she's always been a part of it. Now, it's really important to me, and a lot of why, like I said, I haven't weighed myself in months, and why I made this transition. Like, I really don't talk about like dieting, or I don't make too much of a big deal about like food and stuff. Like I make healthy choices in front of my kids, but I don't talk about it too much. It's really important for me to not perpetuate the cycle of unhealthy body image and dieting. And so I started losing weight to be healthy for her. And when I found myself in such a bad mental place, I was like, wow, I'm no healthier for her than I was 2 years ago. And so it's really important for me to mind what I say in front of her. She actually just walked in the room. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Quickly. I'm on the phone.
Yeah.
Yes, and then plug it back in. Go. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Totally fine. You're a mom. You're a mom on the move.
It's really important for me. Huh?
You're a mom on the move. It's good.
Yeah, exactly. We're actually over at a friend's house because I'm like, oh, she'll go play with her friends while I come talk to you guys. So it's really important for me, though, to mind what I say in front of her about my body, about not just what I say, but how I react when I look in the mirror, when I try on clothes, or what I speak about to my friends in front of her. And like all of this stuff is important to me because it all becomes her truth at the end of the day. She's 7 and she's absorbing everything that I'm saying. So that is really important to me in the transition of my journey, in how she is a part of it. But like as far as working out and stuff like that, like my family works out with me. My kids have always been a part of that. And my husband loves me. I mean, we just got married last year, but we've been together since before this journey began. He's the father of my children. So he has a modest take on it. He doesn't really talk about it much, but there was one point in time where after I lost all my weight, or I should say during, before kind of my rock bottom phase, someone said, well, do you like the new Crystal or the old Crystal better? And his response was, Crystal likes the new Crystal better, so I like that version of her.
I love that.
Yeah.
So sweet.
So he's always been supportive, but he's always also been very adamant about me being healthy mentally. And he was one of the awakening people in my 2012 season of life, where he was like, he told me at one point, you've traded in one unhealthy obsession for another, and it's not good. You need to fix it. Basically.
So let's talk about that. Tell me about what made you title your book Nourish first, and then I want to get back to that, remember, because I might forget. What made you title your book Nourish? So I am very prayerful, and I ask God to lead everything that I'm doing. Beautiful. And Nourish, so I don't know if you guys ever read the book One Word That Will Change Your Life. Right. It's all about basically praying or meditating over what your one word for the year is. So I've been reading this book. I read it every year. I think I'm on year 5, maybe. I don't know. I'm losing track of time. So I've been reading this book for years, and you pray over what your word's going to be. And so in the past, my words have been be, connect, pray. I can't think of some of my other words. But last year, my word was finish. Ooh. And so I was like, oh, finish. That's it. That's my word. And I write about this whole process in the book too. And so I was like, okay, it's time to finish the book. And I had been saying for a while, like I was going to write a book. I didn't know exactly what it was going to be about, but I knew I had something to say, and eventually it was going to come to life. And so I knew that last year was going to be the year that it happened. And in addition to that word, I was in the mirror. I spent a lot of time in the mirror. I like to look myself right in the eyes and just kind of connect with myself. And I was having one of these moments in the mirror, and I was praying, and I was like, God, I need you to show me like how I can maintain a healthy life. I was at this point where I was like, I can't diet anymore. Like I just mentally can't handle
putting myself on a diet anymore. What do I need to do? And I was praying, like, God, I need you to reveal to me what I need to do to maintain a healthy lifestyle and not be on this diet, in this diet mentality, I should say, for the rest of my life. And that was the day I was just kind of like staring at myself, praying, talking to God, and nourish, this word nourish just came out of my mouth that day. And I'm like, I like that word.
That's beautiful.
And I started toying with it, and I kept saying it, and I kept like, it just, you know how you get something stuck in your head and it just repeats?
Yes.
And so it just kept repeating, and I'm like, I don't know. I was toying with it, and I'm like, I feel like there's something more to this word. It's like God gave me this word for a reason. And then, I don't know, it was a couple weeks, and I'm like, I think that's the title of my book. And it came to be. The subtitle, The Journey to Loving and Embracing the Woman Within, came after the book was fully written. I didn't know what the subtitle was going to be.
Okay. Well, I love the title. What do you think, Maria?
I really want to read it.
Yeah, we want to read your book for
thanks.
sure. Absolutely.
Definitely.
Now, right before you told me that, I said, I do want to touch base on something else. What was that you just said before that? I did forget, but I said, do you remember?
I was talking about my husband loving me through the
Yes.
process.
Okay. So let's talk about that a little bit, because this is what happens. Like, we all have this image of ourselves, and we all have this image of what we think we are, but then we also have an image of what we think other people perceive us as. And I think that's where it messes us up.
Amen.
Right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
how did you make the transition where you finally were able to say, it doesn't matter over here what I think this person thinks about me? All that matters is what I think about me and what God thinks about me. How did you make that transition?
I think I'm still making that transition every day. I
Okay.
think that's a process.
Okay. But it's a mental
different
process
capacities.
also, right? It's not just about the food. It's also mental.
No.
So you,
Yes.
do you tell yourself positive thoughts every day?
Yeah, affirmations for sure. So
Yeah.
I'm really big on, again, to reference another book, there's a book called Miracle Morning.
Okay.
And
I've heard of it.
part of what Miracle Morning is this ritual or routine that you do in the morning known as savers. And so it's silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing or writing.
Okay.
And so affirmations have always been a part of my life. And so, not always, the past 6 years, I should say,
Okay.
affirmations have been a part of my life. But when I was really in it and in the trenches and kind of changing things, I took my affirmations and I turned them into prayers. And so rather than saying like, I am the best wife in the world, I don't know, I'm just making one up. I say, God, help me to be the best wife in the world. Or whatever it is that I wanted to do that day. I am somebody who nurtures and nourishes my body. Like, God, help me to be that, because you know what? I'm having a hard time. So the different things that I wanted to be, or that I was affirming over my life that I was struggling with, I turned and still do turn into prayers. But as far as like not caring, I guess, what other people think and like making it more about me and about God, like for me, and it happens different for everybody, like for me, I really had to hit kind of, I hate to use the word rock bottom because I feel like other people's rock bottoms are so much worse than like what my rock bottom was.
Right,
like,
but everybody has their own rock bottom.
Yeah, and you need to hit a place where you you don't want to tolerate what your current reality, and you want to change it. And so, obviously, like surrounding yourself with positive people is super important to me. And I did that. I really made an effort to make sure that I was surrounding myself with people that thought similarly to how I did and could empower and uplift these thoughts that I wanted to change. And if I didn't have them in my life, I sought them out, and I made sure that my cup was being filled by people who were going to fill it with good things and positivity and help me to believe what I believe. So like my I Am Enough tattoo that I have on my arm, 4 of my other girlfriends have the same tattoo.
Oh, that's cool.
And
Ooh, tattoo
we got them all
clubs.
together. We took a trip to Nashville and we got them all done together. And like, so it's kind of this like, I don't know, little tribal, I guess, little tribal thing we have, but we uplift each other when we need to and remind each other of these truths.
So Maria, what did you hear from what she just said?
Oh my God.
Okay.
Girl, I haven't even read your book yet, and I think you're friggin' amazing,
Yep.
for real.
Thank you.
Like, she's like what I want to be when I grow up.
Oh my gosh, please.
Like reading, oh my God, she reminds me so much of my mother. You know, my mother was such a strong individual that had her, you know, hardships and always had, you know, always kept it centered around God, you know. You know, quick thing about my mother was an unfortunate victim to cancer. You know, well, actually, no. You know what?
I'm sorry.
I'm going to take that back. She wasn't a victim. She, and I can use this word because it's legal, she kicked its ass twice, and now she's resting up above in heaven with God.
Okay.
You know,
There you go. I like that.
you know, she was such a strong woman, you know, went through almost 3 different battles with cancer, and she always kept it in God's hands. It was always, I'm putting it in God's hands. God's going to take care of it. And hearing your story and the things that you know, do in your day to day, you know, reminds me so much of her.
Aw.
You know, I tend to see different things, different attributes of my mother in different people, like in Geri, you know, just in different people in general, you know, and just hearing your story, it's so empowering. And Geri was right. You're telling, you know, your story is so important. You know, I'm a Beachbody coach, and that's something that we always talk about is sharing your story and getting vulnerable and opening up to people. You know, you said what, 50,000 plus followers on.
It was 17,000. I'm a
17,000?
Beachbody coach too, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, are you still coaching now or no?
Yeah. Well, kind of. Not
Kind
really.
of. Okay. We need to talk about this.
Tell her
on
how
Facebook.
much weight you've lost.
We'll talk about that offline.
See, I
sorry?
lost 50 in almost a year before
That's
before I
amazing.
started Beachbody. And I still do it now. Had my Shakeology this morning, not gonna lie. Shameless plug. But
I still am signed up. I just don't actively do it anymore. I actually
gotcha.
last year the girl who won the $100,000,
mhm.
I was her coach.
Oh wow.
Pretty cool.
That's
Wow.
awesome. Oh wow. Okay.
It was one heck of a ride. But continue.
Anyway, no, just like just hearing your story, it's so powerful. And you know, the fact that you still struggle with it from day to day. I still struggle with it. It's not
Right.
You know, just because you lose all this weight, you know, it's not over. You know, you deal with it every day. I look at pictures of myself back when I was at my heaviest, and I'm like, oh my God, was I really that heavy? And you know, sometimes I'll go to the mall and like I'll look at myself in the mirror, like trying on clothes, and I'm like, I'll do a little side by side thing, and I'll be like, okay, what's my stomach looking like? It's looking like today. And sometimes I still see myself as that big girl. And you know, sometimes I'm like, I can never wear that, and other times I'm like, screw it, I'm gonna wear whatever I want. You know, so it's very empowering. And like I said, I need to read your book. I'm big on the vital behaviors of a Beachbody coach. One of them's that personal development, and you know that book, your book, I need to read it, and I need to apply it to my life.
Well, thank you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Say what you have to say first, then I'm going to tell you my take.
Okay. I was just going to say that I think it's really important, and for me with Beachbody, figuring out like what I want to do is, like, I do want to help people get healthy, but like I really want to help people get healthy all around. So to answer your question, if I'm still coaching, like I'm taking a break until I figure out exactly what I want to do, and how I want to do it. But I do offer, like, especially a bunch of women, losing weight, getting healthy, getting fit. Like we all struggle with something. Like I love to do group calls, team calls. So if you have a group, an organization, I'd be happy to speak.
Definitely.
Beautiful.
So go ahead.
I'm going to tell you what I heard when you were speaking. It's all about choice. You made choices. You know, I have different certifications in nutrition, fasting, all these great things. My final certification I got this past November. It was an online course for a year through IIN, Institute for Integrative Nutrition. And I'm also a vegan chef, and so now I'm a nutritional health coach. And what I want everyone out there to know is what Crystal is sharing with you is so vital, because it's not just about the food. It's not just about the weight. It's about your mind being healthy, being happy. So
Right.
if you're 200 pounds and healthy, and people are 200 pounds and healthy. My grandmother lived to 100 years old, and she was, I don't even know for sure, but she had to be over 200 pounds. My grandmother was probably a size 18 her whole life. The typical small Italian heavy woman with the apron on. That was my grandmother. She lived to 100 years old, but her food was all healthy and homemade and good. So I'm not telling anyone to be 200 pounds. What I'm saying is, it's not the number. It's Gino's hands in front of our thing.
Gino.
We were good. What happened?
Gino, come on.
Oh, okay.
Gino.
So anyway, it's not just about the number on the scale, guys, or the size of your clothes. You know, it's about being happy. So say you are 200 pounds, which I'm not condoning, but I'm saying because of health reasons. But say you are 200 pounds and for some reason you're super healthy, right? My brother was over 600 pounds most of his life. He was obese as a baby. He just lost over 375 pounds. My brother has never been on medication. He doesn't have high blood pressure, even at 600 pounds. My brother was amazing.
What?
I fed him. He ate real good food. Okay, so it is possible, guys, and he's 58 years old. So all I'm saying is our mind is also the biggest part of our health. What we feed our mind, positive thoughts every day. And you know how I feel about that, girlfriend. So positive thoughts every day. You know, I love the title of your book for so many reasons because, all right, Robin called in, and you just spoke to Robin. Robin was the author of the 30-Year Diet, okay? And she shows a skinny body looking in the mirror and seeing a fat girl. So the reason why I love both your books is because they're similar but extremely different. There are people out there listening tonight that right now are not at a place where you are, Crystal, where they still need this book because they're saying, no, I need to just lose the weight and I'll be happy. And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's where they're at. So, but then there's people out there that are now approaching the place where you are. And that's where your book comes in, Nourish. I mean, I'm excited.
Right, I'm sorry,
to
my
read
son
it.
just walked in.
No,
He's making noise.
That's okay. That's okay. But there are people out there that are now at the point where they will need to read your book, Nourish.
Right.
You know, I say to everybody out there, get both of these books. Both of these books are just amazing and empowering for all of our needs. I just love your book. Love what your book is about. I can't wait to read it. I think you're an amazing, amazing young woman. And you're young. You're younger than my daughter. You've accomplished so much.
Okay. Here, but I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yelling at me that he has a snotty nose.
Oh, that's okay. That's their job. That's their job.
All right. This is job number one right here.
So
Okay, buddy.
I want you to give your book. I want you to tell. I know you have to go. Your kids are there. Tell everyone how to get your book, what to do, how to look for it.
Okay, so it's available on Amazon. So if you just search Nourish, it's like one of the first couple ones. It's bright white and blue, and it's a journey to loving and embracing the woman within. My links are on there, but it's crystaljbailey.com. I'm Crystal J. Bailey on Instagram, author Crystal J. Bailey on Facebook, basically Crystal J. Bailey everywhere. So if you want to follow me, it's, and I'm sure it's tagged on the Facebook link, but it's KRYSTLE.
Yep.
Crystal J. Bailey, BAILEY.com.
Yep.
So feel free to follow me, connect with me, send me a message, and I'd love to connect with as many people as possible and continue to spread. You know, I only have one voice and one body and 24 hours in my day. So my goal is to spread this message further and wider and, you know, become the ripple effect. So,
well, I'm glad that we've connected.
Definitely.
Did I connect you with a woman named Felicia L. Reed?
I don't think so.
Okay, so I want to give her a shout out, and then I need you to also connect with her. Felicia Reed, Felicia L. Reed, we love you. Okay, she will interview you. She is a wonderful woman, and her journey is unbelievable. When you talk to her, you will not even believe what happened with her life. Okay,
All right.
so
Awesome.
she loves women in power. She loves to empower women, and she will give you an amazing interview. A live
Okay.
interview. Yep, Skype. Like both of you will be on the screen from where you're at. Connect with her. I love her, and I want to thank you for calling in, and I want to thank you
Thank
for
you.
everything that you're doing for women.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you having me on and talking to you ladies. And sorry I couldn't be there in person, but
Nope, it's
That's
okay.
totally
appreciate the
fine.
call-in
Totally
opportunity.
Yep. So I'm gonna, if I remember, I'll connect you guys also on Facebook, you and Felicia, okay? And Robin, actually,
Okay.
and Robin as well, the three of you, because you are only one person, but I'm only one person. Robin's only one person. Felicia's only one
Right.
person, right? Maria's only one person. But the minute we get together, we're powerful.
Amen.
We're
Yes,
so powerful,
absolutely.
right?
Amen.
So
Love
thank you so much, girl. Love you, and
Thank you.
this isn't over.
All right. Talk to you guys soon.
Okay. Bye.
All right. Bye.
So
So,
powerful, man. So powerful.
so
I love it.
amazing, right?
Love it.
So, before I allow John Brecco to the table, who's patiently waiting, I want to thank everybody out there who watched this show tonight, because there's help for everyone. And, I try to say this at every one of my shows. I don't want anyone out there to feel like they're alone or that there's not help out there, because we all have choices. And I'm going to say this to ladies especially, to everyone, but to ladies especially, because this show was to empower ladies, right?
Amen.
So
Yes, it is.
I'm going to close with something. I'm going to have Maria say something to you guys as well. So we all have choices. Ladies, KYW, know your worth. You can get in touch with me anytime. We will help you. Before we allow John to the table, Maria, what would you like to say to the ladies out there?
Well, first off, I want to say thank you to the amazing Geri Petito
You're
for having
so
me on your
awesome. I
show
love you.
once again. I love you too. Yeah, know your worth. You are strong. You are loved so much. And yeah, just be you, be yourself, and don't change for anybody.
So now I will allow the one and only John
John
Brecco to the
Brecco.
table. No cussing.
Watch your mouth.
Watch your mouth.
I know what happened.
Come on, baby. All right, so listen. We love him.
Fresh in my shop right back.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you. Nope. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, cool. Cute.
So
I got 3 flowers, ladies and gentlemen.
there you go.
Just 3.
So, John,
That was creative.
Thank you.
tell everyone about your show.
All right, my show is The Round Table. It's on tonight, 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. Everybody tune in. Geri only loves it because of food, but that's the problem.
Not true. I love it because
And I'll be back on it next week.
I'm so excited about that. So, John, listen. So Maria's going to be back permanently.
Yep, she's coming back.
Your sidekick is coming back.
The make figure
Makes
is
her
coming back.
return.
Okay. So what kind of things do you guys talk about? Tell everybody.
It's like anything and everything, honestly.
Yeah, we have different guests on. When we don't, we'll just talk about anything and everything, really.
Okay.
We've done fitness, we've done relationships, we've done movies, TV.
We've had a bunch of different guests on. Unfortunately, my guest canceled tonight, so if anybody wants to call in, promote some of their stuff, you, Geri, you.
You got Sal hanging out. Is he hanging out for your show?
Yeah, he is.
So you just got a guest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interview Sal.
Apparently.
Sal.
Interview Sal.
I can't get him to go away.
Sal,
Sheesh.
come over here, babes, and we want everybody. That's okay. You can bring your pizza. We want everybody
I
to
thought
know
I
who you
smelled
are.
pizza.
And so you can tell everyone about your show real
God,
quick
I want
before
pizza.
we end. Come on,
Sal, I just
Shalcom.
want you to know my guest canceled, so now I can't get you to go away.
Don't sit at
Oh,
that one because they
shucks.
won't be able to see
They
you.
can't see you.
I'll let you talk on mine. Tell everybody who you are. Come on.
I don't know who I am.
You know who you are.
No, he doesn't.
Everyone knows who they are.
Do you know the way?
Is that guy coming back again?
Who?
I only have to watch 60 Minutes?
Oh, that? Oh, Jesus.
Hi. April 26th, 5 p.m. Taker 2 takes over NJ. And we're talking about wrestling. I'll have a couple special guests coming on. Some indie wrestlers. I want to know what got them started for the love of the sport. And we'll have all big WrestleMania updates from the big show in a couple of weeks.
Ooh,
But tell
fun.
them
Oh,
this.
boy.
Tell them you're not just any guy doing a wrestling show, honey.
Oh,
Tell
no.
them
I'm
who
your
you,
CD guy.
That's right. And tell them
He's
who
a guy
you
who knows a
met
guy.
and who you know in the wrestling thing. Come on.
Oh, I met the one and only Mark Calloway, The Undertaker.
Here you go.
Oh, wow.
So he is Taker 2 because that's his.
Yeah,
That's a
my
shtick.
my
Your
shtick.
shtick.
Yes, that's his shtick.
From him dressing up
hit
for a
you.
costume
You're
contest.
his alter ego, right?
Yes.
There you go. Tell them that because that's pretty cool. I don't
Yes.
even like wrestling, and I think that's cool.
Anybody wants me to dress like the Undertaker for a function, just give a holler.
Now,
He'll do it.
Who's sponsoring this show?
Oh, the one and only Geri Petito show.
Yay!
Yay.
Golf clap.
So everybody, you have to watch it.
Yes, the password is what?
My CD guy, Sal. I love
It
him.
probably actually.
So that's
is
the
what-
password? My CD guys out? I think
My
that's the password.
CD guy.
No,
I
the
love
password's
Sal.
probably actually what?
Okay.
I know a guy.
I know a guy
I
who
know a
knows
guy who knows a
the
guy.
guy who has the CDs.
See, there you go.
He's got the CD in the turntable. He plays the record.
So we're not done with you yet either, John, because listen,
Oh,
a
geez.
lot of things are going on with you. A lot
Okay.
of cool things are going on with you. So why don't you tell everybody about what's happening with this new kind of career we're trying to get going?
Okay, well, I broke into stand-up a couple weeks ago. I'm working on getting my next gig together. I may go to the Comedy Cove tomorrow night. If not, then you'll definitely see me there next Wednesday.
Okay.
So make sure you guys, through the next couple of weeks, stay on the lookout for me. I will be there.
Okay, because I might be able to, not this Wednesday, Easter, this week at all. It's crazy.
yeah.
but next week, I might be able to come hang out too, maybe.
I think I may be able to go.
So maybe we'll talk about this.
Yeah, sounds fun.
All right? Because I know a guy.
What was that?
I was holding an earring. I'm sorry.
I know a guy who knows a guy. He gets me to the Cove. He makes me do the funny.
Honestly, John's material is funny.
No,
Like,
listen.
At Take 5, oh my god,
Oh
I was
my
like,
God.
I was dying. I was
He
dying.
made fun of me. I mean, I loved it.
That was
Oh, that was
Okay?
hilarious.
That was hilarious.
I was
okay?
losing my.
But I have to
I
tell
know the
you-
guy. He makes the fun of Geri.
So someone texted me, hello. All right? Someone texted me, hello. Our friend from Princeton.
Who's our friend from
Okay.
Princeton?
From
Mike Tomasino?
Catch a Rising Star. So Mike texted me, hello. And I said, hello back. So I'm hoping that hello means that he's going to be getting in touch with you soon for open mic.
I actually saw one of his events. I asked him if that was like him starting it up again, and he said no, but hopefully.
All right, so we're hoping that this
Positive
happens.
vibes. Positive
Mike Tomasino, start this up again. Okay, Princeton, right?
Yeah.
So we have to
She's
do
pressuring
this.
you, man.
All right. So we have a couple minutes. If you guys want to talk about anything that's happening.
You want to talk about anything?
Not really.
No.
No. I just really want pizza.
Okay, but wait, how long?
She
have
wants
these,
to take Sal's stash.
Wait, how long have these been in your car?
I got him today.
Okay, they need water.
Yeah, they really do.
Couldn't bring a vase or anything.
Or listen, you can make potpourri like Monica did on Friends.
Ooh,
Oh,
Potpourri,
jeez.
baby.
I could do that.
But the potpourri lasts forever, so she could keep it forever. I do that too, and I keep
That's
them,
true.
and I keep it forever.
I'm gonna have to do that.
From special people.
I'm gonna have to do that.
Yeah.
That's very nice of you. Thank
How
you.
cool! It was very
In,
nice.
case, in
of you.
case you happen to think I'm special, you can do that.
You are special.
And he bought
That's
one of
what-
my favorite flowers,
That's what my mommy tells me.
white roses.
There you go.
Nicely
Nicely done. Nicely done, bro.
I thought I did a good job.
I got a new copy of my
Yeah,
poem.
So,
good deed.
I have to tell everybody what's happening for me tonight, and then we'll end the show, guys, because this is so cool.
Ooh, I'm intrigued.
Our Australian buddy. Tell everybody about him with Hamilton Radio first. Paul Mack.
Oh, Paul Mack? Okay, well, basically, I guess about a year ago or so, me and him hooked up, and I started doing a show for him. And he's been big ever since. So he's a great guy. He's a wonderful guy over there in Australia.
Yep.
And can't wait to talk to you. So
So he got in touch with me, and I just love him for this, and he's going to interview me tonight. So when that interview airs, of course, I will put it out everywhere, guys. And, I have a lot of friends in Australia. I'll be back there in September. So everyone who knows me knows that I feel like Australia is my home away from home, and I just love all my mates there. But what I love the most
G'day,
is...
mate.
Good day. See, that's what I love the most.
I really want to go
I
to
can't
Australia.
do I know a guy
Right?
with Australia.
No. And I love the koalas and the kangaroos, and I get to hug them every time I go. That's a given.
I need
I
to
know
go
a
to
guy.
Australia. I
Every
need to go
time
to
I see
Australia.
him, he says, "G'day, mate. Shrimp on the barbie."
You did that pretty well, I gotta
Nicely
say.
done.
Pretty
Nicely
well.
done.
All right,
You're real
so
nice
I
on the
cannot
phone.
wait, Paul Mack, to be interviewed by you tonight. And again, thank you. This is such an honor, and I can't wait to put it out there for everyone. So again, everybody, thank you. Thank you for watching the show tonight. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for being my guest.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you.
Bye.
Princess wave.
Okay.
Clear.